Hey there! How was your day?
Hi. My day was pretty good, thanks for asking. How about yours?
It was alright, kind of busy with schoolwork, but nothing too overwhelming. What did you get up to today?
I had a few classes and then went for a walk in the park. The weather was perfect, and it felt so refreshing.
That sounds nice. I love it when the weather is just right for a walk. Did you go alone?
Yeah, I did. Sometimes I like the peace and quiet, you know? It's a good time to think.
I get that. It's nice to have some time to yourself. What did you think about on your walk?
Mostly just random thoughts. I was thinking about how fast this year is going by. Can you believe it's almost July?
I know, right? It feels like just yesterday we were celebrating New Year's. Time flies.
It really does. Do you have any plans for the summer?
Not sure yet. I might go visit my grandparents for a bit. They live near the beach, so that's always fun. How about you?
That sounds lovely. I'm thinking of doing some volunteer work and maybe taking a short trip somewhere. Not sure where yet, though.
Volunteering is great. I did some last year, and it was really rewarding. Do you have any ideas on where you might want to go for your trip?
I'm considering a few places. Maybe a quiet mountain town or a little beachside village. Somewhere peaceful and scenic.
Both of those sound amazing. I think you'd enjoy either one. Sometimes a change of scenery is all you need to recharge.
Exactly. I could use a little break from the routine. Speaking of which, do you ever feel like you need a change?
Definitely. Sometimes I feel like I'm just going through the motions, and I need to shake things up a bit. It's good to have new experiences.
Yeah, it is. What kind of new experiences are you looking for?
I'm not sure yet. Maybe try a new hobby or learn something new. I've been thinking about taking up photography. What about you?
That sounds awesome. Photography is such a beautiful art form. I've always wanted to learn how to cook better. I can make a few basic things, but I'd love to get really good at it.
Cooking is a great skill to have. Plus, you get to enjoy delicious food. Maybe we can help each other out. I can be your first photography subject, and you can cook me a meal.
Deal. That sounds like so much fun. We can make a whole day of it.
I'm looking forward to it already. By the way, what's your favorite thing to eat?
That's a tough one. I love so many different foods. But if I had to choose, I'd say sushi. What about you?
Sushi is great. I'm a big fan of pizza. There's just something about it that never gets old.
Pizza is definitely a classic. Do you have a favorite type?
I like a good pepperoni pizza, but I'm also a fan of trying different toppings. How about you? Do you have a favorite sushi roll?
I love the spicy tuna roll. It's got the perfect amount of kick to it.
Nice choice. Maybe we should have a food day too, where we make our favorite dishes.
That would be so fun. We could even try making something we've never made before.
Absolutely. It would be a great adventure. Plus, it's always more fun cooking with someone else.
I agree. Speaking of adventures, do you have any dream destinations you'd love to visit one day?
There are so many places I'd love to see. Japan is definitely at the top of my list. I've always been fascinated by its culture and history. What about you?
Japan is on my list too. I'd also love to visit Italy. The history, the art, the food, everything about it seems amazing.
Italy would be incredible. So much to see and do. Maybe one day we can visit these places together.
That would be a dream come true. Traveling with a good friend makes the experience even more special.
Definitely. It's all about creating memories and sharing experiences. Do you have a favorite memory from a past trip?
One of my favorite memories is from a family trip to the mountains when I was little. We went hiking and had a picnic at the top. The view was breathtaking, and it felt like we were on top of the world.
That sounds wonderful. It's amazing how certain moments stick with you. One of my favorite memories is from a beach trip with my cousins. We built the biggest sandcastle and spent the whole day by the water.
That sounds like so much fun. I love how simple moments like that can become the most cherished memories.
Me too. It's the little things that make life special. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
Not yet. I was thinking of maybe starting a new book or watching a movie. Any recommendations?
If you're looking for a book, I've heard great things about The Night Circus. And for a movie, how about The Secret Life of Walter Mitty? It's really inspiring.
I've been meaning to read The Night Circus. And I love The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. It's such a beautiful film.
Great minds think alike. Maybe we can have a mini book club or movie night sometime.
I'd love that. It would be so nice to discuss our thoughts afterwards.
Definitely. It's always fun to share your take on things and hear someone else's perspective. What kind of books do you usually enjoy?
I enjoy a bit of everything, but I have a soft spot for fantasy and mystery. How about you?
I like a mix too. Science fiction, adventure, and a good thriller are usually my go-tos. Have you read anything interesting lately?
I just finished The Song of Achilles. It was such a beautiful and heartbreaking story. Have you read it?
I have, and I loved it. The writing was so vivid, and the emotions were so raw. It's one of those books that stays with you.
Exactly. It's amazing how a story can touch you so deeply. Any recent reads you'd recommend?
I recently read Dune by Frank Herbert. It's a classic, and the world building is incredible. It's a bit dense, but definitely worth it.
I've heard a lot about Dune. I'll have to add it to my list. It sounds like a fascinating read.
It really is. There's a lot to take in, but it's such an epic story. Do you have a favorite author?
That's a tough one. I really love Jane Austen's work. Her stories are timeless and her characters so well developed. Do you have a favorite?
Jane Austen is amazing. I'd say my favorite is probably J.R.R. Tolkien. The worlds he created are just so rich and immersive.
Tolkien's work is incredible. The Lord of the Rings is such a masterpiece. I love getting lost in his world.
Same here. It's one of those stories you can revisit again and again. Speaking of getting lost in stories, do you ever write?
I do, actually. Mostly just for fun, but I enjoy it. It's a great way to express yourself. Do you write?
I do sometimes. It's a nice way to unwind and let your imagination run wild. What kind of things do you like to write?
A bit of everything, really. Short stories, poems, even some attempts at novels. It's a fun hobby. What about you?
I like writing short stories and sometimes dabble in poetry. It's a great way to capture little moments or ideas. Maybe we can share our writing with each other sometime.
I'd love that. It's always inspiring to see what others create. Plus, it's nice to have someone to give feedback.
Definitely. Constructive feedback is so helpful. And it's always encouraging to share your work with someone who appreciates it.
Absolutely. It makes the process even more rewarding. I'm really glad we had this conversation.
Me too. It's been really nice talking with you. I feel like I've gotten to know you so much better.
Same here. It's amazing how a good conversation can brighten your day.
It really is. Let's do this more often.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to our next chat.
Me too. Have a great night.
You too. Sweet dreams.